In this part of trigonometry, we're going to talk about more trigonometric equations, like equations that will include identities, equations that are not direct, okay, like this one. If you look at this example, 1 plus sine theta minus 2 cosine squared theta equals 0. Well, this looks like quadratic, but we have a problem. Here we have sine, and here we have cosine squared. So they are not the same, which means I cannot factorize it. So what are the things that I have that can help me in solving this? Actually, we know that cosine squared, by using Pythagorean identity, can be replaced by 1 minus sine squared. So we can do this here. So this will be 1 plus sine theta minus 2 times 1 minus sine squared theta, all equals 0. Now distribute and simplify. 1 plus sine theta minus 2 plus 2 sine squared theta equals 0. Rearrange sine squared, so 2 sine squared at the beginning plus sine theta, 1 and negative 2, that's negative 1, equals 0. Now it is a quadratic form, so I can solve it by factorizing. So this means we will have 2 sine theta and sine theta. We have negative sign, so it's opposite signs. We will have positive and negative. I'll put the positive here and negative here. 1 is 1 by 1. Check that. Negative sign, positive 2 sign, that's positive sign. Now each bracket equals 0, so it's either sine theta equals half or sine theta equals negative 1. Okay, sine theta equals half. This means I'm talking about an angle in the first quadrant, and sine theta equals half. This means that the angle that I'm talking about is 30 degrees. And also I'm talking about an angle in the second quadrant, since sine is positive, which means I'm talking about also 150 degrees. What about sine theta equals negative 1? That's one of the special angles. Sine equals negative 1, that's 270. So immediately I'm talking about 270 degrees. So I'm talking about this angle, 270 degrees, and it's coterminal also. So what are the solutions now? Theta equals, we have many solutions here. 30, so pi over 6, plus 2 and pi. 150, so it's also 5 pi over 6 plus 2 and pi. And also we have theta equals the 270, which is 3 pi over 2. 3 pi over 2. Pi over 2 is 90 times 3 plus 2n pi. So all of these are solutions of our equation here. So the idea in this part of trigonometric equations is when you have an identity hidden inside the equation and you need to use it to make it look better. Let's have another look at another example. Let's say that I have this example. Sine 2 theta minus cosine theta equals 0. This one, what am I supposed to do with it? What do we have here? Sorry. Sine 2 theta, that's a double angle. So we can say this is 2 sine theta cosine theta minus cosine theta equals 0. Well, this is not quadratic, so I'm not going to think of it the same way as I did with the first example. But what do we notice here? These are two terms, one term and second term. In both terms we have cosine as a common factor, so I can take cosine theta as a common factor. What's left? In this side 2 sine theta minus cosine divided by cosine, that's 1, so equal 0. Now it's either cosine theta equals 0 or sine theta equals half. Well, the numbers that I'm using are giving me special angles, but it's not necessary to be special angle. Even if you got, for example, 0.1, you can use a calculator to get the reference angle by using sine inverse. Now, cosine theta equals 0. This is a very special angle. It's either 90 or 270. Let me draw this for you. So we are talking about, in this case, either 90 or 270. That's good. Oh, sorry. Either 90 degrees or 270 degrees. How am I going to write the general solution here? Of course, I can say 90 plus 2n pi and 270 plus 2n pi, but there is a shortcut here. Since between 90 and 270, it's always plus 180, and here also 180. So instead of writing plus 2n pi, I can write plus n pi only. So by using only 1 pi each time, you will reach to the other angle. So in this case, you can say theta equals only 90 plus n times 180 degrees. So the solution will be, solution for this part will be pi over 2 plus n pi only. Now, what about the second part? Second part, we did it more than one time. Sine theta equals half. Was it here? Yeah, we just did it here in this part. Here, we've just solved that. So here are the solutions. So sine theta will give you theta equals 30 plus 2n pi and 150 plus 2n pi. So these are the solutions, this part and also this part, theta. And I hope that this was helpful, and good luck.